Welcome back to PFD Auto. This time, more wiring. While there's still a ton of stuff to get done on this car, and I might be jumping ahead a little bit, I'm kind of interested in getting this wiring going. I'd say the most important thing I have on this table here is this Haltech ECU. It is going to be the brains of this engine, the whole operation, really. I also got a Haltech Pro flying lead wiring harness. This will plug right into here and should make this a little bit easier. To continue on the theme of a little bit easier, I got this K-Series plug kit. It is every plug for every sensor on a K-Series you could think of, and even some extras. Not a bad deal. Came out of Canada, I think, from Hang Tight. About 150 bucks. Couldn't go wrong. I also have a menagerie of different things here to start building a harness. I've got some tools, special crimp tools, some Tessa tape, some heat shrink, braided cover to put on the wiring. I mean, you name it. I want to get started by kind of figuring out some of the other wiring still, but then we'll dive into this. The first thing I'm going to do is practice on this harness portion here, this loom, which appears to be for the headlights, a couple of other things, some testing stuff. Some stuff I need, some stuff I don't. I want to split this loom, unpin some of the wires that I don't need, and see if we can't stick it all back together and make it look nice. First thing we're going to do is I've got an unstitcher here. This is for fabric, taking stitches out. And what I'm going to use it for, hopefully, is to split the loom that's on here already. We're going to kind of keep track of where it's teeing off. Then we'll figure out where the wires go. Then we'll take the pins out that we don't need, pull those wires, re-sheath it. So I'm going to start at the bottom here, work my way towards the end. But I guess the idea of this, not sure if that's supposed to come off or not, but it doesn't want to. Plus I don't think it should stop me. But the idea is I can cut all this without worrying about cutting the wires inside. Well, there's the first part. You can see how it kind of opens up our harness into multiple different pieces here. Interesting that it's sticky on that end. Maybe we'll keep these pieces and use them as kind of a guide. Now it's going to be deciding what we want to keep, what we want to cut out, and then unpinning them and figuring out this mess. So I'm going to go ahead and take the loom off the rest of this wire, and then we'll start pulling stuff out. Now that we have most of this unsheathed, I can kind of decide what wires I want to take out, what wires I'm going to leave. I think I've decided if it's a ground, it stays. If I absolutely know I don't need it, like this guy, it goes. And everything else, well, I've got a book over there. That binder there, it's a 162-page wiring diagram for this car. I don't exactly understand what it says, but I get the idea. That means that we can kind of pick and choose what we're going to keep. So now I'm going to kind of try to decipher which one of these wires go to these different spots here. And I've got these de-pinning tools. Not the right ones, but they work. And we're going to get rid of some of this extra wire. So you might ask, wouldn't it be easier just to leave all these wires in the sheathing and just put them back in? And you'd be right. And to you, I'd say, welcome to PFD Auto. Please consider subscribing. Obviously, you're new here. There's definite reasons I'm trying to do this. 1, learning. 2, I don't want it to be a mess. And 3, there's stuff in here that I just don't need. For instance, this is a diagnostic port. This, not 100% sure what it was all connected to. It's for ignition, and I'm not going to be using that at all anymore. It's only a few wires, and this is the plugs that goes into the fuse box. So instead of leaving this, trying to find a place for it or putting it back where it was unnecessarily, I'm just going to pop those wires out. Since I've got them here, this is a nice big heavy red cable, which I'm guessing runs some kind of power through it. But again, we don't need this. So I'm gonna try to decipher, yeah, where it goes. And what we do is, now that we found that it's this pin here, just slide this guy in, and that pushes these little tabs up. And now this should just pull out like that. One wire down. Now we've got this red and black one. Slide our incorrect pin tool in. All right. Slide our incorrect pin tool in. Maybe not. Oh, there she goes. Now, this whole harness is free. The other thing I'd like to do, and I'm not sure if it's really smart or necessary, but I don't understand why all these wires are overlapping each other. I'm probably going to take some pictures of what's going on here. Then I'm going to pull all of these pins, and then I'm going to separate these as much as I can into two different harnesses. It doesn't really look like they're using each wire. It just looks like it was put together in a hurry, honestly. Maybe it was to twist everything up nicely. I don't know. I'm sure Mercedes had some reason, but I'm going to undo that. Upon further examination, I realized that the wire that was connecting that one to that one, unnecessary. So now I have two separate pieces that I can put back together. These plug in to the fuse box over there. So I don't think it matters that they're separate. And this way, like I said, maybe I'll be able to tuck them a little bit better. I think this one is the driver's headlight, and I think this one is the passenger headlight, since it's a longer wire and it comes from that corner. Genius, right? Well, the next thing to do is to get this sheathed back up. Now, I tried to leave some of these pigtails because I don't have any sheathing this small. Also, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get over these plugs. I might have to depin them completely, which scares me, and run the sheathing up the other direction. But that's why we're experimenting on this setup, because it's going to be easier to do and undo. Now this one, it looks like I cut the grounds for some reason, but that's a quick fix. I've got some little rings. We can just crimp those back down. This one's nice and short, so we're going to start here. Well, it is hours later, many sore fingers later, but I have some harnesses, so let's take a look. Let me know what you think. They are by no means perfect, but I am not mad at them. I managed to get all the wires out that I wanted to get out, and I ended up with these harnesses here that are now all protected. You can see I used glue-on heat shrink at the ends to connect them up. Anywhere where there's a junction, I put some of that harness tape, and then obviously heat shrink over the top. I wasn't able to here, but I just have a bunch of harness tape on this. Might later take this off and actually heat shrink it, not 100% sure. There is also some spots like this one where I melted the heat shrink, or the braided wrap, trying to get it to shrink down a little bit tighter because I only have one size. And you get kind of one shot at this. I'm sure I can kind of straighten this out and make it look a little bit nicer, which I'll probably do in the end, but it does not like to heat up twice. And this is about $30 worth of it right now. So this is the way it's going to look and why we started with this instead of the main harness. We're going to learn all of the tips and tricks, and then we'll go to the bigger, more expensive things. Now that we got that done, we only have to do this much more. It looks a little ominous, but some of this stuff, like whole big chunks of this harness, are going to get chopped out. Anything that's in here, no longer needed. So it looks a little crazy, but I think we'll be able to get her done. Well, did we make some progress today? You bet we did. Did we make a lot of progress? No, we didn't. Did it take a really long time to make a tiny bit of progress? Absolutely. I didn't realize how long it was going to take to peel those apart, re-sheath them, unpin them, repin them. If you knew what you were doing, could you do it faster? I bet you could. But I am winging it. Like I said, I got a book, I got some stuff, and I'm overconfident. But hey, progress is progress, right? Now that I have a better idea about how the heat shrink works and how to run wires, get it through the heat shrink and all that stuff, I feel a little bit more confident diving into the Haltech flying lead. I've got all the sensors I showed you. I got all the plugs for the sensors. I even got something new that I'm going to leave for next episode. But it was necessary to make sure that I got all the plugs correct before I start running this harness. So we're going to leave it off there today. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you like this video, found it informative, give it that thumbs up. If you have any questions, any comments, drop them down below. I try to answer every single one. And as always, if you keep watching them, I'll keep making them. And I'll see you next time on PFD Auto.